A deadly mass shooting. The deadliest mass shooting in this country in 12 days. 12 people murdered, including a sheriff's deputy, when a gunman opened fire inside a Southern California bar that was filled with college students. They were line dancing. More than a dozen others were injured. The suspected gunman, as of now, we have learned, is dead.
Police say that there were hundreds of people inside the bar, which was hosting a weekly college country music night. So you can imagine the age range of the folks inside there. Witnesses describe a scene of sheer panic. People were ordered to get down on the ground once the gunshots rang out. Many were breaking windows, throwing chairs through windows in order to escape. Many were hiding. CNN's Nick Watt is live at the scene in Thousand Oaks, California, with all of the breaking details. What's the latest at this hour, Nick?
Well, Alison, as you say, 11 people now confirmed dead from inside that bar. And a number of the people who we've been speaking to outside here had black X's on their hands, which means that they were below drinking age. Now, one young man that I spoke to said that he heard the gunshots ring out. He didn't hear the gunman say anything either before he opened fire or during his volley of shots, but there was an opening volley and then there was a pause. And during that time, this young man and others got out from under the pool tables and bar tables they were hiding under, through bar stools, through the windows. Some people escaped through those windows, others through the kitchen, others through the loading dock, others into a sort of attic area in that club. Now, in terms of the gunman himself, he is also now confirmed dead, found dead inside of a self-inflicted gunshot wound. We do not have an identification on him, so we do not have a motive. He was described as wearing dark clothing, perhaps some sort of hat, glasses. He had a beard. He was carrying a short-barreled handgun, and we hear from the sheriff that they have found one firearm inside that club. Now, another victim, the 12th victim, was a sheriff's sergeant who arrived on the scene within 2 or 3 minutes of the first calls coming in. He and a California highway patrolman tried to enter the club and they were met with a hail of gunfire. The sergeant was hit. The California highway patrolman managed to drag him out of the line of fire, but that sergeant died in the hospital nearly 2 hours ago. Now, let's hear a little bit from some eyewitnesses who saw what happened.
I heard the gunshot. I turned around and I saw him shoot a couple more times. And within a split second, everyone yelled, "Get down." So I ran to the left of the dance floor where the back door is, and everyone pretty much dogpiled on top of each other. And then it was silent for a couple seconds, and then all of a sudden, a couple guys that were closer to the bar, they got up and started running towards the back door and said, "Get up, he's coming." And so it was huge panic. Everyone tried getting up, and then just trampled a couple times. Some guy came behind me, lifted me up and said, "Let's go." And then I got a bar stool thrown at my head because they were trying to break the window to get out.
I just started yelling, "John, John, let's go, let's go." And so we ran to the car, and that's when we saw the sheriff pulling up. And I believe that's the sheriff that lost his life. And I want to say I'm so sorry for his family. He was a brave man to come into those shots, because it was a scary situation for everyone. It really was. And the young kids, they were just having a good time, enjoying themselves. None of them deserve this at all.
Now, authorities, the FBI is here, the ATF is here, of course, the Sheriff's Department, they are trying to identify this gunman so they can have some idea of the motive. They say that, of course, in this day and age, they are looking at the possibility this could be terror. There's no indication that it is terror. And the scene inside that club described by the sheriff as an horrific scene. Blood everywhere. 12 people dead at a college country music night at a bar in Southern California. John, back to you.
Nick Watt for us in Thousand Oaks, California. One of those killed was Sergeant Ron Heelis, 29 years on the force. He was the first to confront the shooter, and he lost his life, died at the hospital about an hour after that attack.